behind you? The stuff to your right, behind your right shoulder. What is all that?
We where? My right shoulder. This one?
Yeah, move on the couch behind you. Move it out of the camera. What is it?
Oh, it's
Looks like.
my camping stuff.
Oh yeah. Get that the
Yeah,
fuck out
yeah.
of the camera. Get that the fuck out of the
It's
camera
in the
right
camera
now.
already, buddy, because we live, boy.
Oh no! I already sweared.
That's all right. Dude, but this
I
is actually good quality stuff. This would have been awesome on the camping trip. This is like a whole cooking set, stainless steel. It's like all fits in itself somehow. It's
compact.
crazy. Yeah, it's cool. I love it. It's got a coffee cup in there. It's got utensils and it's got like plates and stuff. I'm ready for the end of the world, baby. Ready.
And it's looking like it's gonna be here real soon.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, welcome everyone to the show. This is the Wise Men Underground. This episode is there's so much going on, and it's a fact. It's a true statement. There's a lot going on right now. I mean, there's hundreds of headlines being shot out of the freaking,
Dude.
printing press right now. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
It's an exciting time right now. P. Diddy?
Oh, I know. P. Diddy, dude. He's so I'm hearing that this guy left the country. I don't know if it's possible. If I was P. Diddy and FBI was coming in to raid and all this shit, I got Cat Williams like ratting me out, dude. I'm out.
Cat Williams ratting me out.
I'm out. Yeah.
Hey, they're saying the new scoop is that he's on Jay-Z's island and Jay-Z is next.
Jay-Z's island.
Yeah, Jay-Z's got a private island.
Oh my gosh. What's the scoop on that?
There's just talk.
That's just
there's talk about it,
right? Yeah, no.
It's just out there.
Well, it's kind of like like Cat Williams was on Shay Shay or whatever it is, and did he actually say P. Diddy, or did he just reference someone in the industry? Oh, he did.
No, he brought up P. Diddy. I think he brought up P. Diddy on Joe Rogan's podcast too. But yeah, he brought him up and he said, all these big D deviants are getting brought down in 2024. Specifically word for word. I mean, he said the actual word, but he said that. And then stuff started happening. It's like, whoa, dude, that's pretty crazy.
Right. What do you think of this? Hold on. What do you think of this camera angle? You think this one or this one?
I think you should go in and out throughout the show just to mess with people.
Just to
zoom in and then look. Yeah. Zoom like when you're saying something serious. Zoom in and look right at the camera.
Yeah.
Like boom. Yeah. Exactly.
What is that? What movie is that from? That's
every movie ever made.
What movie is the guy with the he had the belt and he would whip people with it and stuff. Ah, damn. I forget.
Black?
Yeah. Something like I don't know.
Is it Samuel L. Jackson?
It's no. I think that's Black Mo or Swan.
Yeah. I don't even want to say.
I don't even want. Yeah, I don't really. Yeah. Listen here, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah, man. What do you want to break this open with? I know you kind of talked about the P. Diddy thing. I mean, that's going
just a given.
Crazy right now. I saw that all over kind of Tim Pool's show, and the most other recent thing too is the ship, the Singapore ship crashing into the what was it, Baltimore Bridge?
Mm-hmm.
It was right, yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, damn, dude. Perfect timing.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect timing, man. P. Diddy
probably was on the boat. He was on the boat, and he
that was his escape route, dude. He was getting ready to go to China. He was ready to go, dude. He was in one of the containers. He fucking he got thrown in that shit.
Yo, P. Diddy is like totally like a super villain. Like everybody's known him to be that super villain. Everybody always like said he's the one who killed Biggie and Tupac, or one or the other, or both. And he's always been like this super villain figure. It's kind of trippy because it's like kind of coming true. It's like coming to fruition.
It is trippy. How did all this start? Was it one of his girlfriends or something? His ex-girlfriends kind of started to
Oh, that's another thing.
Blow the
She
whistle?
just was found dead. They
No
killed. She was just found
way.
dead.
Oh
His
my
ex-wife, yeah, was
gosh.
just found dead.
Oh,
Yep.
she unalived herself. Yeah,
Something like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Died in a car accident.
She unalived
That's how
herself
most of them
with
die anyway.
52 stab wounds and a
Oh
gunshot
my
to the chest.
gosh. That's a murder. Damn.
She murdered herself.
Oh gosh. Yeah, the boat thing's weird, man. I mean, watching
talk about that. You were saying
Yeah.
something about it earlier, and I'm like,
there's a
I'm
couple
like,
of
wow,
weird
that's
things with it. I mean, the first obvious weird thing is watching the footage. You can see the boat obviously lose power. I think it was 2 or 3 times. And when it took off from its port, it made a huge U-turn and started heading down south. I think it's like south, whatever. Anyways, start heading down that way. And the one interesting thing about this bridge that I found out is that most bridges have these, they're like a anchor stop or something. I mean, paraphrasing the shit out of all of this, but it's basically like concrete blockades that are perpendicular to the posts in the water. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
So it's meant to like stop a barge. Like it's meant to stop something from breaking the bridge. You know what I'm saying? So so this bridge didn't have that. And I mean, it just could have been like an engineer problem. I don't know. It could have been something that they just passed, years ago. I don't know the story behind that, but I did find that interesting. It's an opportunity to, if you do want to, create some sort of black swan event, this would be a perfect bridge to do so, right? So the kind of coincidence levels.
I was kind of wondering that. Like, was anybody on the bridge?
6 people died, man. You see cars as you see the footage. You see the power go in and out. You see a bunch of black smoke coming out of the smokestack, like it's hauling fucking ass.
Oh wow!
Like when you see a diesel truck just floor it, dude. Right. It's just you know what I'm saying. I don't know what kind of fuel this ship takes, but anyways, it's heading for the bottom of the bridge, dude. It seems like it started turning and navigating right to it. It's what the video shows. I mean, yeah, they could have lost control, and it could have just happened to go into the bridge, But
okay,
it's fucking one thing, weird.
Yeah, it is. One thing that I brought up that this reminded me of, I told Christian, I'm like, we're sitting and talking, and I'm like, this reminds me kind of like right before COVID, when all that stuff started coming out about everybody, like the Jeffrey Epstein thing, and then all the Hollywood weird stuff, the famous people, and then COVID hit.
Yeah.
And it didn't necessarily, it kind of did get halted. It really got halted for like a few years. And now it seems like we're coming full circle back around to revisit all these, weird, rich, famous people.
I mean, dude, we haven't even gotten to election time yet, it's still so early. I think there's going to be worse things to come, I mean, there's just so much going on right now that it's got to get worse later in the year. I just don't know. I mean,
you would assume so.
I would assume so. Yeah. I think that, because humans were very we're heavily manipulated and conditioned on a level that we can't even like describe. Really, we're the ones just at the top of the mountain shouting that there's shit going on. Most of our life is a lie. It's complete opposite of what things are propagated to be. But
I think people are really getting it now, though. And I remember saying this to you like a year or two ago. Like, I think people are really starting to get it now. And it bothers me a little bit, because a lot of these people are like, they were the people that were saying this is too far-fetched, or the people that didn't believe. And there's a lot of these people that are coming around going, you can see it even with Joe Rogan's friends, Joe Rogan's crowd, his podcast. You can just see people's perspective kind of changing about, a lot of the stuff that these conspiracy theorists like Alex Jones were saying. Like, hey, he said, over a decade ago that this country was going to be flooded by immigrants, and the Democrats would do that, would be responsible for flooding the country with immigrants everywhere.
Right.
And then it happens, and you're like, okay, well, you know, he was kind of shouting from the rooftops this whole time, so maybe I'll join along, you know.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, what did you think of the? You know, we'll go back to the ship. What did you think of the ship? What do you think is going on? I mean, there's some of the crew. I mean, I'm not gonna say all the crew members, but the crews are saying that, you know, that this was a cyber attack. You got the White House claiming, no, this is nothing. Nothing is involved in any type of terror threat or cyber attack or whatever. Which I could totally see being, you know, bullshit coming from the White House. I mean, I'm not going to believe it all entirely. I think they need to get the story straight and cover shit up, or if things need to get covered up, before like releasing what actually happened, you know.
Where's the captain of the boat? I guess that's like one of my first question, because I
forget really what they're called. I'm not sure if they're captains. I think they're like
robots.
I don't know if they're masters of the boat or if there's something. It's some sort of term like that. But I know that the we'll just say captain of the boat. I think he was Ukrainian. I think he was Ukrainian. Now, most of the people that function those boats, they're all mixed up. They're all international people.
Yeah,
because you know they're in international waters. It's very similar if you know. If you go on a cruise, it's very similar to seeing the people that work on the cruises. They're mostly international people, you know, very diverse.
They're transporting goods from overseas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 6 people died in this event, and you know, if it was a cyber attack, I don't know, maybe it would be more publicly talked about. I mean, that's just what people are assuming. You know, we did see the power go in and out on the ship, but I just don't, you know for sure.
Interesting.
I mean, it's so easy, man. I mean, everything's just so digital. I mean, you got a guy from Germany hacking Teslas. I mean, there's a young kid out in Germany hacking Teslas. I mean, this shit's it's gonna get weird, dude, and I think it's gonna involve a banking system down the road. I'm not saying the next event, but down the road. It's just all weird stuff, man. Yeah.
So you were saying something else about the ship too. It was tied in. You said something. I couldn't remember what you were saying, but what you said to me earlier was crazy.
Oh,
it was something else.
One thing I also learned. I'll say that right after this. But one thing I also learned about the bridge is that I think it was named after the guy who sang or wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
Yes, I heard that. Yep, I heard that too. Yeah, and it was.
I don't know if that's symbolic of anything. Do you think that's symbolic of something?
Numbers. It's like numerology. Somebody said that it went down. So there was like 1 minute and 28 seconds in the Star Spangled Banner, and it collapsed within 1 minute and 28 seconds, or it collapsed around 1:28 a.m. Was it?
What the?
It's one of those things.
Okay.
Yeah. Somebody was like saying, I saw that earlier.
Like you're saying, so very similar to like a 9/11 event, and then you take the $20 bill, fold it a certain way, and you get certain numbers, whatever, and then you get these images. Is that kind of like something that you're kind of maybe like with the timing of things? Like, do you think it was like purposely done for that, or that shit just kind of just happens?
This is what this guy that I saw was saying, but like there's numerology used in everything. Like there was a guy that just went on Sam Tripoli, like you said, 9/11. There was like 77 floors and 70. There's a lot of the 77 and everything.
Yep.
And it was a lot of weird, like Robin Williams.
I got the book right here, dude. Actually.
What?
This book right here. It's the most dangerous book in the world. 9/11 as mass ritual.
Trip.
No, dude, when you when you get into the first beginning of this book, it's all Thelema and Crowley and I mean, more characters, you know, that you haven't heard about, but you're like, holy shit, they knew them. And then that makes the other person very significant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they all use numerology, and they all did that type of weird ritualistic.
Well, a lot of those occultists, if not all of the occultists in those days, especially like the 1800s, right? Like they created and formed the reality in the world that we
Yeah,
we function in every day.
Crowley is like responsible for a lot of the stuff they still do to this day in Hollywood. And same with like, you wonder why Tom Cruise is in Scientology. Well, that's along the same lines as what Aleister Crowley was doing.
Right. The other thing about the boat, though, that you were talking about, is the movie Leave the World Behind. Remember that movie we talked about it? I think we did a show on it. Remember?
Oh yeah,
with,
that's like our
Obama
first live show that we did.
I think Obama was like the producer or something, or whatever. Maybe he funded it. I don't know. I can't see him directing movies. You know. All right, good job. You know, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna. You know. yeah. All right, cut. That'd be funny as hell. But in that movie, there's a scene. It's in the earliest part of the movie. This is when the family took a trip somewhere, I think in Virginia or whatever, on the East Coast, and a cargo ship, whatever, beached, out of control, cyber attack, right? All that stuff. And the name of the ship was called White Lion. And so this ship that crashed a few days ago, believe it was headed to Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka is known for white lion, right? And even their flag is has a lion represented on it.
Wait. So Sri Lanka it means white lion in English?
I believe so. Let's actually double check that. I did not double check that, but I think we can look it up and we'll see what it
probably
what it
means. Like. Sri Lanka probably means small boat.
It means small dick.
Oh no, not the dick.
Well, I mean, I guess I can be corrected here once in a while. I mean, it says. Wait, no, that's not what I'm looking here. What's going on here?
What does Sri Lanka mean in English?
I mean, I'm seeing a lion here. I'm seeing a lion, baby.
I mean,
listen, if someone's in the chat, look it up. Let me know. But yeah, I just found that interesting. I mean, that shit was all over the internet, people talking about it, whatever, discussing it. It's up for debate. But it's definitely entertaining. 100%. For sure.
Full show. Other than that, I don't think much of it. I'll have to look more into it, but
yeah, I mean, I haven't done my time into it either.
If you wanted to do a Black Swan event, which everybody's been talking about in the entire financial world and just about every sphere there is, group there is, everybody's been talking about a Black Swan event that's supposed to happen.
Right.
And that would make sense. If you want to do that, then run a boat into the bridge and kill a bunch of people on the bridge.
I know. It wasn't really a lot of people, you know. I mean, shout out to the families and everything. But I mean, you know, it was crazy. But I'm looking for something. I mean, because a Black Swan does what, right? Like completely comes out of nowhere and it stands out completely, and you're just like, what is going on? Where did this come from? Like, what's going on? Why?
Makes sense, right?
And just looking at like the past and seeing 9/11 and, you know, I mean, all the other operations that kind of took place, not saying 9/11 was an operation, but, you know, I mean, there is a lot of evidence of false flag events, and they seem to be kind of getting worse and worse and worse. And especially with like nuclear war kind of being, you know, the word around the corner. It's like, you know, I mean, you could even false flag a nuclear bomb. You could.
Yeah.
You definitely could. I forget that.
I mean, how would that work though? How would you false flag?
There was a huge
nuclear bomb somebody?
No, I'm just saying you maybe just drop 60 tons of, you know, nitrate on something. It's going to be I mean, I don't know if 60 tons is, I mean, enough, but I mean, you could,
look at all that up.
If it blows up a quarter or half of a city, I mean, dude, I mean, you could, You could definitely.
What happened to? What
throw
happened
that
to all
on
that
headline.
ammonium? That ammonium nitrate.
That's what
Remember
I'm
that went
talking
missing?
about. That's what I'm talking about, because I've kept that in the back of my head, and that's why I'm thinking. I think I even mentioned this to Louis, but
yeah, we talked about it a few times on the podcast.
Yeah, we did, and it seems like, I mean, either they're gonna spread all that shit out, have more of a surface area covering, your catastrophes, or you just minimize it and have it maybe in like 3 to 4 huge cities, like super packed cities, LA, New York, Miami, whatever. It could be more of a catastrophic event if it's somewhere in those populated areas, rather than like a huge, multiple operation, knocking bridges down with explosions, creating infrastructure chaos, cyber attacks, all this other kind of crap. But I mean, yeah, dude, that all that weight of bomb, dude. I mean, and it
How
just
much went missing?
I really think it was like 60 tons or something like that.
I think it was a lot more than that, bro. I think it was like 60,000 tons. I think it was like a lot of ammonia.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, dude. I think it was like a damn mile-long rail train, whatever, cargo train, carrying like a mile of ammonium nitrate that went missing. Watch, it's like fucking 2 tons.
It says 30 tons. So it says nearly a year after 30 tons of ammonium nitrate went missing on a train ride from Cheyenne to an old salt mine town in California.
30 tons though. That's still insane amount.
Oh no. There's not 60,000 pounds of explosives chemicals lost in rail shipment from Wyoming. Dude, this is what we're talking about. This other one up here this is just what the Google algorithm's throwing at me, but this one here is what we were talking about. This was back at last year, May. 60,000 pounds of,
which is 30
of explosive chemical lost during rail shipment.
That's 30 tons exactly though. 60,000 pounds, isn't it?
Oh shit. Oh, I thought I was saying tons. Damn. Sorry. My bad.
No, I mean,
I was reading that completely wrong. Is it? No.
Did you say 60,000 pounds?
60,000 pounds. I think 1 ton is 1,000 pounds.
Isn't that 30 tons is 60,000 pounds? I think a ton is 2,000 pounds.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
Jamie, look it up.
30 tons.
Okay.
30 tons. So, I mean, it comes out to like 66,000 pounds, but it's close.
The other article you read said 30 tons, right?
30 tons, yeah. So maybe, I just read it wrong. I thought it was saying tons. I got excited.
Okay.
It's like, yeah, 60,000 tons. Yeah. Fuck yeah.
We're all gonna fucking die. We're gonna blow the planet up.
Let's fucking go, dude. Oh, I'm so ready for it. Fucking bring it.
Can you imagine that though? That sounds so ridiculous.
Dude,
60,000 tons? 60,000.
Oh my gosh.
How much is that?
I don't know. I'm scared now. I don't know.
Oh man, 60,000 times 2,000.
Dude, that's probably enough to put a car bomb under every car in the United States.
That's way to bring the fucking vibe down. Oh my god,
dude, how insane is that? Oh my gosh. See, folks, this is a part of like PTSD from doing this shit for a long time. You gotta laugh about all this crap. You know what I'm saying? You gotta laugh it off, dude, because it's trippy, man.
Yes, folks, laugh it off.
Oh man.
The world is crumbling around us. Laugh it off. Yeah, what else? Okay, so Ryan Garcia is back at it again, saying that he predicted this. He's saying that he tweeted that this barge, knocked the bridge down. He's saying he tweeted it. He said something bad's going to happen on March 26th in Baltimore, Maryland. And he tweeted that, supposedly. I saw the tweet. I don't know if it's a fake tweet, but he's saying that Twitter was deleting all his stuff. And then I see there's a tweet and it says that
I know you think that could be like you know,
psyop
AI
messing with
generated or
everybody. Yeah, yeah,
something,
yeah. It
you
could
know,
be. Oh,
like
for
give me
sure.
a, you know, oh man, dude.
Yeah.
It's the world. I don't think we're gonna know what's true in the future. I think it's gonna be
Uh-huh.
really deceptive, bro. I think it's gonna be so deceptive, bro.
So, and that's what leads you into what Joe Rogan says is that Joe Rogan goes, I don't think anybody's going to be able to lie in the future. They're going to invent something that's going to be able to give you the discernment to tell what's real and what's fake. And it's going to probably be AI, and it's going to probably be a device, and it's
Mm-hmm.
going to allow you, and that's kind of sketchy in its own, but nobody's going to be able to lie about anything. Like
Well,
everybody's going to know everybody's thoughts,
what if
everybody's going to know
it's
everybody's intentions.
what if it's completely like I don't know if I'm messing this up, but what if it's opposite to where since people can connect with you that there is no possible way to lie. They're going to
Well,
know what you're think
yeah,
of like a
right, right,
Neuralink to a Neuralink
right,
to and
right.
then like 30 years in the future like where this shit is like maybe a tattoo by then or something. You won't even know by then, you know, or
A
maybe it's
quantum
just
dot tattoo.
yeah.
That's
That's
weird.
trippy stuff. Um, you know, where it's more of like that. Let's say that happens, but there's an AI dictator intermediary that
Hmm.
is
Joe Rogan. It's a
kind of like how our
AI Joe
phones
Rogan.
do right now. Like hear me out. Like kind of like how our phones do right now, right? So our phones absorb data and
Hmm.
monitor our data and send that and do whatever they want with that data, right?
Hmm.
Um, you know, this AI intermediary is going to do the same thing. It's going to
Hmm.
be almost like your little mini Jin or like
Hmm.
your god. It's very similar to like how Tony Stark had his
Jarvis.
Jarvis, right? It's trippy
Yeah.
stuff, man. Um,
Or is it going to be like the government, like 1984, George Orwell's 1984?
oh man,
Kind of
dude.
Big Brother, just Big Brother that tells you what to do, when to do
Yeah.
it, just completely controls you.
I love
Or
it
does
when
it go
we
from Jarvis? It goes from Jarvis to that.
dude, I think it might be all of that shit. I think it
Yeah.
might be I don't know. I mean, it just might be all of it in its own way, but uh definitely that Orwell shit's trippy. I think I got the
Oh,
book
yeah.
back here.
I do too. I got it right here. Don't even play with me.
Yeah, we're flashing books, baby.
Don't even play with me.
We've got
Hard,
receipts, baby.
the
Oh,
hard
yours looks
copy.
completely different. Hold on.
Yeah, that's because mine's way better than yours. Give me a break, that Kit Kat bar, fool. That's all right. That's okay. This one looks a
Yeah.
little bit,
Mine looks very German, yeah?
cooler. Yours looks like a German dictionary, boy. Come on now. Yeah, mine
It
over
just
here
looks
looking like a piece of
swastika-y.
art.
I don't know why.
Yeah, that does look
It looks
swastika-y.
swastika-y, right?
Well,
Am I
that's
was
they
it?
probably made it like that. They probably made it so because that's what it is. I mean, this is like, complete
It's
control
like
by a
yeah,
dictatorship
exactly.
government. Yep. Yep.
But that kind of goes back to like the Club of Rome. If you guys don't know what the Club of Rome is, it's a elite I mean club.
Of Rome.
Yeah, right. And so they pretty much control most of the world, and they have said many interviews that they want to bring the world together. Right. So this is where the whole New World Order conspiracy comes from. They want to bring the world together, and they want it to be ran by a perfect dictator. And I didn't really know what that meant like 10 years ago, right? Like a perfect dictator, because they said that there's no such thing as a perfect dictator. But now that we see like AI, maybe AI can be that perfect governing entity or body or whatever it is you want to call it. It's unbiased. It's all this stuff. It could be programmed to, make policies, all this kind of stuff based off of, human behavior, right? So like, think of like end of the world type shit where, you know, all this crazy stuff's going on, nuclear war. It becomes very dystopian. There's going to be no other choice but to make that, you know, the governing body of the world, right?
Yeah.
Um, and that's why
Yeah.
it's so interesting, like reading Revelation and reading how the apocalypse is imagined to look like, the elites and the kings of the earth, they give their power unto the beast. So it's very similar as if, like, let's say all of the presidents, whatever, around the world, let's just say the United Nations, they give their governing power to AI, right? This is the example I'm using. So it's kind of like that's like how I see it. And it wasn't ever a thing 10 years ago. Now it's like we can see it, and it's like, oh man, we're kind of like making predictions. Are you prophesying? Are you saying shit that like is going to take place in the future? Because we're seeing the change. It's like not only a spiritual battle, but it's something different, bro. There's chaos in the fucking streets.
I feel like we've warped into a different dimension, and that's why the CERN. You wanted to bring up CERN. Dude, I totally feel like, and then all these movies about the multiverse, you got Doctor Strange, you had all these movies come out, you got the Spider-Man movies, and it all was kind of like around the same time that everything just started changing in Hollywood and in media and in just how the world works. COVID hit, really changed everything. That was like the reset, right, of corporate stuff, which literally changed like the way our entire world functions. But yeah, the multiverse stuff is it's like it really does feel to me like what if they did at CERN? Maybe they did collide those atoms and then literally opened up a porthole.
Oh no, it's a porthole of shit falling on me.
Like a vortex that sucked our entire universe or our reality in and just changed everything. I don't know. This is
like the what's it called, bro? Where the pictures aren't the same as like they were 30 years ago. What's that called, dude?
Mandela effect.
Mandela effect. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think actually that Mandela effect stuff is like that they're purposely changing things.
Mm-hmm.
That's
your boy's theory. Make you John. Shout out to John Kerwin.
Oh, that's John Kerwin. Yeah. I mean, he made it understandable to where why instead of holy shit, something crazy is happening. Whoa, it's like this is why this is probably happening.
Mm-hmm. And you know John. What? It's such a complicated thing and it's so hard to really even try to grasp because most people don't believe in the devil or believe in that kind of evil. That's that unseen evil. People don't really believe in that. They're starting to, I think.
I think they're starting to come around. Well, I mean,
I think people are starting to see it more as exactly what you were saying too. You're seeing it, and now it's right in front of your face. And I know the Bible says something about that too, that it's going to be all put, you're going to have a choice. It's like, and then the mark of the beast, you can't buy or sell anything. Remember during COVID when they're like, you have to have a vaccine card. You can't have a job here. You can't eat food here. You can't live here. You can't do this. You can't do that. It sounds awful familiar.
Yeah, man. What's going to tell us not to, and then like, let's think about this. Okay. If that's its objective is that you cannot function in society, you can't really be a part of society. You're targeted, right? You're like a wanted man. Mm-hmm. And, I think we can see the things that we have today that can, over time, maybe be the mark of the beast. And that's like where I talk to Brittany and I'm like, hey, our phones, I think, might be like, I don't know, step 1 out of 10, right?
A part of it.
Yeah. And where everything, us humans are going to be so intrigued by technology and we're going to become so connected with it. I think that's how it's going to make the process easier. It's because these generations that are coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like they're being taught, I mean, things different than what we were taught, man. I mean, not even moral shit, but I mean, the transhumanism agenda is It's here already. It's just we don't sense it because it's normalized in society. iPads, this, that, security systems. You've got Alexas everywhere. You know, we're becoming so almost desensitized to all of these monitoring systems that are around us. I mean, how are we going to have freedom? I don't know if it's possible, and I think that's why
we've never had true freedom.
Right.
We've never ever had true freedom.
I've said it for years. We're enslaved by money.
Yeah.
We're enslaved by money.
We have the God gives us the freedom of will, which is the most important in my opinion. You do have the will to do whatever you want, feel however you want. But you really don't have a choice when it comes to, I mean, you can go live in the woods if you want. You know, some people do that, but you still need to abide by a specific system to get there, just even to get there. So,
right.
Unless you're just born with wolves. There's some, you know, that one boy that was just born in a wolf pack and they took care of him. I mean, that's, you know, you can't get that lucky. Hey, I wanted to go through the comments real quick.
Yeah, let's do it.
Just shout out to Justine. That's my sister.
Justine, hey.
She made me this.
Good to see you. Yeah.
She made me this shirt.
I drink and I know things.
And I know things. So yeah, she's totally right about that. So the first count, she said Black Snake Moan, which I didn't want to say because it makes me feel weird. And then she says, the barge looses. She spelt it wrong, but the barge loses power, loses function of the steering, and they are at the mercy of the wind and water current. Very true. And what do you think about that?
Well, real quick, dude, it lost its steering, right? Now, why the fuck was it just hauling ass? Dude, you could see the black smoke.
To begin with.
I mean,
so it was hauling ass?
No, it hauled ass. So power went out.
Yeah.
It starts moving towards, you know, that area of the bridge. Power kicks on, and it just starts blowing smoke. I know. I don't know if that was the guys like trying to throw it in reverse.
Exactly. Yeah. They fucked up. Exactly. Or it went out, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And they left it all the way up. They left it like accelerator all the way forward.
Right.
Like, what's going on? And then it turns on, and then they fall over. And
dude, how trippy is it if like the steering was just like moving in front of them, and they're all like, "Yo, yo, 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 yo," and there's like,
oh my,
people speaking. Chinese just speaking over the intercom.
Yeah.
You're just like,
goodbye.
Oh my gosh.
Goodbye.
You got the alarm.
Thank you for living.
You got the alarm going, dude. Oh my gosh. Red lights are kicking on. Power's out, dude. Some guy's got the gun out now.
Yeah, that's why I was asking, like, what happened to the captain? What's his story? You know?
Oh man, I got to dive into that a little bit more, but I know people have made some content on it. You guys can go look it up. But dude,
there's so much content on it.
Let's finish these comments because I want to get to your Sam Tripoli.
Oh yeah. So Christian says Sri Lanka is called Land of Lions. Okay. Close.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you.
Close. And then we got another comment from Justine. She's saying construction workers were killed. Why is it blocking that off? Hold on. Construction workers were killed. The ship didn't call Mayday in enough time for them to stop traffic. So they did call Mayday in enough time, so there's no traffic. But the construction workers were on break in their vehicles and unable to exit the bridge. Jeez, that sucks.
Dude, I'm waiting. We got to get the official story from this. I mean, there's an official story, but we got to this stuff's got to be investigated, bro. And there's got to be something put out to the public, or else now we really gonna know it's bullshit.
People will find it. People are good investigators.
Oh yeah.
People are good investigators. Yeah. The gators of investing. So yeah, all right. Well, yeah, Sam Tripoli show, 2 for 2, baby. Let's go. 2 for 2.
Let them know who Sam is, bro.
So Sam Tripoli, famous comedian, one of Joe Rogan's buddies. He has a podcast called Tinfoil Hat. Became my favorite podcast within the last couple years. I started listening and just I love Joe's show. I still do. But man, just there's nothing like a good old.
Did I send you one of his episodes? Did I send
Possibly.
you? I think I did. I think I
on.
Turned you on him. Yeah.
You might have put me on. Yeah.
You're turned on by him.
I am turned on right
now.
Damn
it.
Oh my God. But yeah, so he started doing a live show on YouTube, and he never really did it before. And you can call in and leave him a voicemail. Um, the number is actually right here. Not that I need to show it, but I have it saved in my phone as Tinfoil Hat. And I'm like, dude, I can call this number whenever I want and just gossip about these aliens, dog.
That's
So
cool.
I'm like, so yeah, their number's 323-825-9010. And so I called in the first time and I was like, I told Christian and really everybody, I was like, man, I really think they're going to choose my voicemail because it's just a good old solid couple UFO stories. And they did. And then I called in again like a week later, which is just a few days ago. Actually, it was like a couple weeks later, a few days ago. And I left him one of my cryptid stories about I was hiking in the desert and I was hiking with Christian and another friend of mine, Belmori, and we were hanging out and something started throwing rocks at us. And one of the rocks was kind of big and got too close, so we started running. And then we slipped, fell. I turned around and saw this gigantic like thing with big red eyes staring at us. It was really creepy, really big, large, whatever it was. And he chose that one too. And their title was something, the number 7, Tinfoil Hat Live, the number 77, encrypted story. Oh, dude, that's got to be mine. And then I listened to it. It was mine again. 2 for 2, baby. Let's
It
go.
was, man. That's awesome, dude. You're on the radar for sure, man.
Yeah, man. I was like, if we just push out more content and be more consistent with this.
Yeah.
And we can just reach out just like you did already. You got John Kerwin on.
No, yeah, we collab with people. Just collab with people, man. That's
dude,
it.
we can networking, baby.
That's what this industry is like all about, bro. I mean, just connecting and getting in with groups and cliques and trying to like, just meeting people,
Mm-hmm. That other guy you had on, what was his name?
Well,
Drawing a Bliznank.
Wow.
He's famous too. That guy is a famous, like, I don't even know what to consider him.
Yeah.
He's like
a
Christian.
Hold on. Why am I going so mind blank right now, dude?
Wow. Yeah, dude, it's on the tip of my tongue skis too.
It is. L.A. Marzulli.
Yeah, that's a kind of a hard name to remember.
Yeah, he's
but easy at the same time.
Yeah, he's an author, filmmaker, has a bunch of different types of documentaries. I mean, he's the shit when it comes to like Nephilim talk and all that stuff. He's like traveled to all different types of places and visited different type of what do you call it? Antiques, I guess, or
ancient civilizations.
Yeah. Bunch of different stuff. Very cool stuff. He's got a bunch of books, bro.
I know.
One
I
of them,
him up. I'm like, damn, he's got a lot of books.
One of them I want to get, and it's called Chess Match. That one I think is going to be good. But yeah, he gave us a little good amount of his time.
I watched that one. It was good. It was cool. He was spitting bars.
It was good. I think, I mean, we could have talked more about other stuff, but we would have been there probably for 4 hours. You can't really like condense all the material down that much because it's just so much to talk about. But it was good. No, I enjoyed it, dude.
Yeah, I remember hearing his dog kept barking in the background and he kept talking to his wife. I was cracking up. I'm like, he's just chilling, like in this kitchen or something. He's an older
guy too, man. He's like us, but like 40 years ago.
Wow.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, and he's a non-conventional type of Christian dude. Like he's not like I don't even know. Does he even go to church? He just like travels the world and just studies this stuff.
Yeah, studies this stuff. Right. No, he was fun to talk to. He was cool. I gotta have him on again, man. I gotta have him on again. We gotta get more into the Nephilim shit. I want to just hear more things. I want to hear things that I've never heard before. That's what I'm saying.
Right. Like, has he ever seen any physical evidence of Nephilim bones,
right,
or garments, or stuff like that, like gigantic books? Like, why is there this gigantic book that's the size 8 foot by 6 foot, right, or whatever? Why is there this book that's just massive? Like, did a giant own this book? Why is there these giant bones in the Smithsonian that they're hiding? That type of stuff. Yeah, I would like to ask him that too.
You see, recently, Rogan started talking about the Gaza and Israel conflict and what's been going on. I think he spoke about it on his last couple shows and stuff. But dude, he mentioned that, you know, in that war, that like it is kind of like there's a bunch of things going on. So like you've got, oh shoot, what's that Jewish guy? It's got his own show, Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro.
Oh, Ben Shapiro.
So Ben Shapiro, right? So Ben Shapiro had
just shout out.
Yeah, Ben Shapiro, I think he runs Daily Wire. And Candace Owens was an employee for the Daily Wire. Candace Owens got fired, right?
Heard about this, yep.
So, yeah. And it wasn't for like anything that was anti-Semitic or anything. But if anything, it seems like he's the opposite of like anti-Semitic. He's doing exactly what he's speaking against, right?
So isn't it funny that it's always that way? Why does it always come to that? It's always such hypocrisy. Why does it always come to that? It's so wild to me. It's like, what? Do you not see that you're doing the same thing you've been trying to fight against?
Oh yeah, dude, crazy, man.
What?
But you know, it
has something to do religiously, right? So Ben Shapiro fired her
100%, bro.
For what did she say? She said Jesus is king or something like that.
Oh, right. I mean, come on, man. Fucking asshole. Sorry. Anyways,
that's some other shit, dude. That's like you're gonna fire somebody for saying that. Like,
and she's pregnant, bro. I think she's pregnant too, or she might have delivered recently. But she's been super.
She deserves to be a Tucker. She deserves to be a Tucker Carlson. She should have never went and did that deal with him. Yeah. I said this already. She's a Christian, so she did because she's very open-hearted and open-minded as Christians are. But that's not how Jewish people are. So it's like that ain't gonna ever work out in that situation. And plus, she should have been on her own to begin with. So
she's good.
She's always been on her own. So why? So Tucker Carlson just did that recently. It's like, you know, that's the best thing that ever could have happened. Same with that other guy from CNN. He's been going around. He did the Tucker Carlson show.
Yeah.
What's that one guy? Chris Cuomo. He's like doing his
did you hear that PBD? You know who PBD is, right?
Yeah. Patrick Bet-David.
We're getting into the podcast drama, dude. I love it, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
So
dude, we're in the sphere, the podcast sphere.
PBD hired the guy that you just mentioned.
Chris Cuomo?
Yep. Hired Cuomo.
Okay.
And it's super people are
weird?
talking shit about it. It's super weird. Because they both have like opposite views, and this guy's giving this guy a job opportunity when this motherfucker during the COVID was one of the biggest fucking shitbags. I mean,
yeah. Biggest shit. One of the biggest shitbags.
He's telling you to stay in your house while he's sick, should be quarantined, and was out partying at clubs.
Yeah,
he was out of his kid.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even have a problem with that as much as like a lot of people do, and I get it. I do get it from that perspective. I don't give a shit. You know what I care about? All the dumb shit that he peddled during COVID, all the ridiculous views, the ridiculous ideologies that he peddled. That he peddled like a little damn bike, like a little fucking Russian bear on a bike with a little honky nose. He peddled it for CNN. That's what I care about. That's why I wouldn't hire him unless he came around and said, I take it all back. I was wrong, which he did for some things. He did go on to the Patrick Bet-David show. He did go on to Tucker Carlson, and he did admit some things, and that made him seem vulnerable, and it made him seem likable. But I still don't like the motherfucking Cuomos. I don't like those guys. I think they're a bunch of scumbags.
Right.
That's just what it is.
Oh, I think
they're going to do anything they can. They're going to say anything they can and do anything they can to cover their ass and stay, you know, wealthy and rich and comfortable. Right. So that's what I think about them. 100%. And the fact that Patrick Bet-David is giving him a job speaks to Patrick Bet-David's personality. He's a good guy. He has a heart. He's going to give you a chance. He's going to give you a chance. Right. If you're not a total scumbag, he's going to give you a chance. But you saw he had Anthony Weiner on too.
Dude, that was a great show, bro. That was a great show, dude.
Great show.
They got so into it, dude.
They got
intense. So into it.
Right away. Boom.
Oh, it was great. Neck veins were popping. These guys were.
Oh man.
These guys were. Spit was on the mic, bro. I mean,
heated.
Oh, I was like, because I think Wiener is a wiener.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why his last name's Wiener.
Yeah.
And Chester
and he's a pedophile.
Pennington, and he's Chester Pennington's dad or whatever his name is.
What?
From yeah, dude. From
What?
yeah, dude from Linkin Park, the lead singer that killed himself.
Bro,
That's his
is that
daddy,
real?
dog. That's his daddy. He looks just like him. That's his daddy.
He does look just like him, dude. I think
Chester Pennington doesn't know his
who's
daddy.
the other guy? Podesta also looks like his ass too, bro.
Oh no, that's what I mean. Podesta.
Podesta.
My bad.
Okay. Podesta.
My
looks just
bad.
like
My
his
bad.
ass, bro.
See, I get Podesta and Wiener mixed up because they both look like snakes. They both look like little nasty snakes.
Snakes.
Are they gonna kill us for talking this much shit? Are they gonna try to kill me? You know how many more people are talking shit about him that are just so high profile?
Oh yeah, no, we're fine. YouTube's gonna slap this shit right in the feed reel, and we're gonna take off, brother.
Take it off, brother.
Listen here, brother. Listen here.
Listen here, brother.
We're gonna take off, brother.
Yeah.
Do you know what that's from? Do you know what that's from? This is
it scares me though.
It's from a streamer. His name is Sketch. He goes by Sketch, and he streams Madden football, and he's like, he's funny. He's funny as fuck. he got super popular in the past year. Well, you have you ever heard of a kid named Jinxie?
Yeah, I mean maybe.
Super. He's the biggest streamer in the world right now. It's crazy.
Loser. He's a loser. He's a pure loser.
He's like 21 years old.
He probably makes $5 a month.
No, this is the guy making $400,000 a month.
I bet. I don't want to hear it. It's ridiculous. $400K a month.
That's insane,
that hurts
brother.
My feelings.
Golly, man.
That's ridiculous. It's absolutely absurd. It's absolutely absurd.
So we got the eclipse coming up here, April 8th.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about this. This is the craziest shit out of all of this.
Yeah,
definitely.
One thing though, we got to define. One thing I need someone to help me understand this before we get into this. Put it in the chat. There's a fixed. Yes, chat. Please look this up. But is there a fixed? What's the word? Is there a fixed? What is are there fixed stages of the moon and its light every month? Like it's exactly that every month, because the moon, right, does its rotations 28 days, whatever. Right. But I think I was looking something up, and there's only like 3 different sets of sun on the moon, whatever. You've got the crescents, and you've got like the half moons, and you've got the whatever, and then blah blah blah. What I saw like maybe 2 weeks ago, it was a week before I came and visited you, and it was a crescent moon, but it was the bottom part, bro.
Oh, yeah. Was that why you were here? It was amazing.
No, when I was here, when I let the dogs out,
I saw the same thing.
The moon is there, and I've never seen it. It was a U. It was on the bottom part. I was like, I've never fucking seen that.
I said the same thing, bro. Well, I was standing in my driveway with Christian and Junior, and I go, "What the fuck? Look at that!" And they're like, "Yeah, that's." And it was real skinny, right?
Skinny, bro. Skinny. And there was like a very faint lighting around the rest of the moon, the dark side of the moon. It was still dark, but you could see that there was still like a fucking circle in the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only see the crescent part, but yeah, it was insane. It was insane. But I think there's something up to that. We got 3 viewers in the chat. Let's look that shit up. Help us figure it out. I don't know.
Look it up, Chatimus.
But anyways, I found that I think there's some sort of significance with that. But yeah, the eclipse is April 8th. Another interesting thing that I did find is that CERN is expecting proton beams to collide on April 8th. And I think, I forget the article that I was looking at, but it was a like National Institute of Physiology or whatever, not physiology, but physics and all this other shit, whatever. But yeah, they're expecting a collision. Now I don't know exactly how CERN works. I don't even know if what I'm saying is completely false, or if it's,
I'm
like if there's something
sitting
to
here
it.
like, wait, don't they're expecting, but don't they just
what I'm thinking is like,
isn't that what they do?
but if you throw a fucking proton at the speed of light, is it accurate? So is there just like is it just going on and they're expecting something to collide? I don't know how it works.
That makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, we're looking at atoms, right? Like we're looking even maybe smaller than atoms, bro. We're looking at smaller, right? I don't know. But yeah. That was interesting.
I guess so. It is smaller than an atom, because isn't an atom made out of protons and electrons, or am I? Yes. Maybe not.
I think so.
Maybe I'm ridiculously stupid and uneducated. I don't know. Yeah. So
I've drank way too much in the past week that I can't really fucking break that down right now. Okay.
Yeah.
But that's another thing I found interesting with this whole time of this eclipse thing. And another thing that I found interesting is that NASA has a project where they're going to shoot 3 rockets at the eclipse. And this reminded me
Wait, is it specifically at the eclipse?
Like it's specifically at it at the same it's going to cover it's going to cover the same exact track. It's going to be on the same track as it, right? So you have it going through the Ninevehs and all that kind of stuff. It is super sketch, man. And when you look up what the project is called, it's APEP, and you look into what APEP is, and it's all fucking pagan worship. It's all pagan. Are they just gonna bomb
everybody? Are they just gonna fucking light everybody up?
I think this is ritual. I think this is ritual, bro. I think they're trying to summon some sort of energy. I mean, yeah, they can classify it as whatever fucking project they want, but these people running this project are not the people that are, you know, funding it or wanting it to happen or the purpose behind it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that lady on Rogan's podcast, probably, a month, 2 months ago, she was specifically talking about how pagan and how pagan worship is in NASA, and how they are throwing decals and painting, you know, these pagan gods through all different types of cultures, man, and civilizations that have been thousands of years. They're putting these things on these rockets. Now, when I think of NASA, bro, I don't know if L. Ron Hubbard has anything to do with NASA. I think he does. Right?
Yeah, he was friends with Jack Parsons.
He's friends with Jack Parsons, all that kind of shit, right? Well, this guy,
Scientology, right?
Yes, and like, and I think their involvement is the occult is involved in NASA. It's just that I think people are blinded by seeing it, but I also think that there's a hierarchy to where people, you know, are naturally blinded by it because they're not the ones making they think they're making the decisions, but they're really not. You know what I'm saying? There's people higher up making these decisions, funding these projects, and, you know, they're getting power from these rituals. I think that they're the ones benefiting. They're the ones that would be benefiting from it, and no one else is going to benefit from it because they know what the fuck they're doing. They know.
It makes sense to me protocol. That they would be, if you're going to shoot the rocket up and it's going to go the same, area, the same, cover the same type of land, the same trajectory. Sorry, I couldn't think of it. Good. If it's going to cover the same trajectory as the eclipse to where you can visibly see it, why wouldn't they okay, so it's a ritual. Well, what if they spray something overhead, like the new plague, or they bomb everybody?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the purpose is for the rockets specifically.
Imagine they spray like they do the new Black Death. They just spray it over those areas. Because let's go into the Nineveh and Salem deal. So
yeah, I don't know too much about it, but fill me in.
I don't know too much about it.
It's going like it's going from it's like South Central America to where like it starts riding towards the East Coast, right? So it takes that path over, I think, you know, probably, was it, I don't know if it cuts through Michigan, but it rides up like towards Canada, up the Northeast, right?
Yes. Yep.
And I think it's gonna cover 2 more tracks, and it forms this like almost like X or compass and square type, whatever, you know, like it's right. You see what I'm saying? So it honestly looks like a symbol in Satanism. It's almost like the who's the guy, the magician in Vegas?
David. Chris Angel.
Chris Angel. Very similar symbols that he would use in his graphic design and stuff. Which I thought he's a pretty dark guy. Anyways, but he's a very cool guy. Supposedly conned a lot of people. But anyways.
He's like the Tiger King magician.
He got me, dude. I mean, I was suckered into watching his shit, bro.
I went to one of his shows.
Did you really?
I went to one of his shows. I waited outside with my dad, and we waited and we waited and we waited. We waited for like 13 hours. Yeah. And then he showed up and did like a 2-minute stunt. And he tricked me visually. I mean, it was kind of trippy. He was like supposed to be in a box of water here, and he ended up in a box of water up here, or on top of it, anyways, on top of the crane. It was kind of, it was interesting. It was probably a body double. It was hard for me to see. Yeah. But yeah, I don't, Chris Angel, come on, man.
I know, bro. He stood above the Excalibur, like, not Excalibur, Elixir, the floated.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here, dude. But what was holding him up? What was holding him up? I mean,
a projection.
Oh my gosh. Bluebeam was here 20 years ago, dude.
Oh yeah, easy. I guarantee you.
Oh wow. Right? Because you can't see that. You can't see specifically what's up there. Yeah.
I had an old man, and I always think about this when it comes to technology. There's an old man. He's definitely dead now. He was one of my old clients like 7 years ago. And he told me he was in the Air Force. He says, anything that is disclosed to you by the military is an antique by the time it is disclosed to you. And he said, it's a period, point blank. And listen, the military has the tip top of the technology. They have all Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works stuff.
Oh, it's insane.
All these people, it's all the same. And by the way, Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works just did a deal with Saudi Arabia, probably to back them out of BRICS. But that is concerning. A weapons, high grade, high tech weapons manufacturer does a deal with Saudi Arabia, and it's an American company. So that's kind of,
yeah. And I think everything's a corporation, man. I mean, CIA is a corp. Lockheed Martin, you got all these. I think they're all little tiny, like little mini corporations, and since they're not like a living entity, they just think they can just do whatever the fuck they want, dude.
Federal Reserve.
Yeah, it's insane. It protects Federal them Reserve so much.
Got ahead of the game. They're so smart. Speaking about Federal Reserve,
yeah.
So I wanted to bring this up too. So the Federal Reserve is a private organization that pretty much enslaved everybody overnight. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. We're done with that.
Yep.
But they're linked to the Bohemian Grove, I believe, too, with as far as like the members. And the Bohemian Grove is where everybody meets up. That one dude, Tyler Oliveira. So there's the one guy that broke in not too long ago that was like legitimately walking around late at night with like night vision and stuff, which is kind of cool because he actually got in there. And then I saw yesterday that Tyler Oliveira, this famous YouTuber, tried to sneak into Bohemian Grove. He just I don't respect him really. He did it so stupidly and just.
Who's this guy?
Was just dumb. Tyler Oliveira. He's a famous YouTuber, and he creates like Mr. Beast type of content. Like the way he does his, like the way he talks in the camera.
Is this the guy at nighttime? Was this the guy at nighttime with a flashlight and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. He's running through. He's just running through. No.
Is he checking the abandoned cars and stuff?
No,
and all that kind of stuff?
No. That was the guy that actually went in there and did.
That was like 2-3 months ago. Yeah.
No, this guy just did this a few days ago.
Oh, okay.
And guess what? He did it like a fucking idiot. He's so stupid. He went through the town, which is really interesting. So he went through the town, the little town that's there, and he interviewed a whole bunch of people, and most people didn't want to talk about it. They're like, "Are you fucking kidding me? I don't want to talk about that shit. I'm not trying to get killed. I live here." So most people didn't want to talk about it. Well, he walked into a bookstore, right? And the bookstore in town, and he pointed up to the book, and there was a book on the shelf that said, "I don't eat kids." That's what the book said on the shelf.
Oh my gosh, what does that mean?
And it's true. It's pretty trippy. Mean? But the guy that owned the bookstore was also sussy. He was super sus.
Was he?
Super sus bag. Yeah, he was a sus bag.
A lot of people were not wanting to talk about anything about it. at all.
No,
Anything about
no.
Bohemian Grove. I don't think they go there anymore, man. I think they honestly,
I agree.
I think they're done with it. And I think when Alex Jones blew that shit open, dude, I think they were like, yo, too much heat, bro. Too much heat.
I think they
We'll
try to
do it
keep it
somewhere
alive.
else.
I think there's still occultists that go there and use it, but they're not like, it's not going to be like
It's
these
not so
rich famous people.
public to,
Yeah.
certain people. I think
Alex
the
Jones is the
real
shit,
hard
dude.
motherfuckers, dude, that like are occult as shit, like they're the ones in there practicing,
Oh yeah.
whatever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's Jack Parsons and all these guys back in the day that created all these type of like incorporated their own ideologies into old pagan occultism and all that stuff. And there's still people doing it today, but I don't think there's like I honestly like I think Diddy and all these Hollywood guys, like I think they're all doing that type of stuff still.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that all this pedophilia stuff, I think since it's all really, man, it's starting to come out to light. I mean, I think there's more to come, but which I think it's like maybe a move from God. Maybe this is like the counter move,
Mhm.
right? And it's
Mhm.
like all this justice is kind of maybe starting to, peek up over the horizon, but Hollywood is sick. And after watching that documentary from all about the Nickelodeon channel, right?
Oh yeah, tell me about that.
Wow, bro. It's really insane, man. I mean, when I was a kid, I watched it. So when I'm watching it now, I'm a grown man. I have a family and I have a kid, right? So it's from this perspective, it's completely different than what I would have even thought of, bro, as a kid. Of what
Mhm.
you're watching and what's going on and what the characters are saying and the sexual
Mhm.
innuendos and the sexualizing of
Young children.
young children on
Yeah.
set and not just that, but these people that are adults that are governing these kids and their careers. It's nothing more than like manipulation and pedophilia and all this shit. Now, this is not, I'm not specifically talking about the whole industry, but there are people that have been held responsible for some bad shit, man, that they've done to kids. And it's like when we
Yeah.
look back, bro, and we look back at the stars of like our age, Lindsay Lohan, Amanda Bynes, the Olsen
Mhm.
twins, Drake and
Crazy
Josh. You got all
bitches.
these people, dude. Like these kids are not these adults now are not right entirely. You look at where they were when they were children, or young adults, and then you see them now, and you're like, what the fuck, man? Chemical imbalance of
Mhm.
the brain, trauma,
Mhm. Mhm.
emotional trauma,
Uh-huh.
and the Nickelodeon channels, multiple people that were involved in that whole industry there, these kids got fucked up and terrorized and they had to work through this kind of stuff because it was a career to hang on to and they didn't want to lose their spot, like they're kids, they're thinking a different way, they're like they love what they do and it's like they don't want to lose the gig that they have and it would be hard to, I mean, what a gig to have on like Nickelodeon, bro. Like you at that point, I don't even think you're going to school publicly anymore because you're so fucking famous to kids that it's
Mhm.
like insane, right? But yeah, man, the I think Dan Schneider is the guy who was
Yeah, one of
running
them.
Nickelodeon.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
yeah, yep.
he had his issues with his employees, obviously, and that was discussed in the documentary. And also, he had there's rumors that he had sexual relations with the girls too, like Amanda Bynes and stuff like that. Brittany, my wife was telling me, she was like, Amanda Bynes said on her Twitter one day, I think it was a few years ago, before all this is come out now, but that she was pregnant when she was 13 and got an abortion. What was
Ooh,
she doing at 13? She was acting.
yes.
And who was super, I mean, um, who was super attached to her was Dan. Schneider. It was said that, you know, Dan Schneider also assisted her into, you know, emancipation from her family so she could make her own decisions.
Sounds like some R. Kelly shit, some P. Diddy shit.
It sounds like, yeah, like, yo, dude, we're fucked. I need you to, like, let's go. You can try and be an adult. We can maybe, like, Romeo and Juliet this bitch. No, motherfucker. You're a pet.
Elvis.
You're done. His reputation's pretty done. Me and Brittany, we actually watched an interview of Dan Schneider after this this documentary got dropped. The documentary is like 4 episodes. There's gonna be probably more episodes, but there's 4 episodes. Dude,
mini doc.
Drake
doc series.
Drake from Drake and Josh got
Drake
wrecked, bro. He got it the worst, dude, in my opinion, bro.
Oh,
this one guy that was like a dialogue coach became so attracted to him and so just like attached to him,
obsessed,
that he brainwashed basically Drake to turn on his dad and to separate his dad from his management, right? And his dad respected Drake's wishes, and it broke his heart, but you know, like, he didn't want to ruin his kid's career, but he loved him so much that he was like, okay, like, I'm gonna let you go type thing, right? Which is a tough spot. You know, I'm not there, and I'm not gonna Monday morning quarterback that shit, but you know, his dad, Drake's dad, turned to his mom, and everything got transferred over his mom, and his mom was like not a very conservative, strict parent. Drake got to do whatever he wanted to do, which allowed the pedophile guy to really sneak in and manipulate and do all that kind of stuff. But his dad, before he was like done with Drake and like separated himself from his career, he said to his wife, do not let that guy be with him alone. And what do you know, Drake was getting like molested, bro, for a year, maybe a little bit more. I think this was in 2003. And Drake ended up, you know, breaking the news to somehow that guy, the pedophile, was so obsessive that he was calling Drake's phone so much that he even started calling his girlfriend's house phone when Drake was over his girlfriend's house. And freaking the girlfriend's mom was like, something's going on here. Like, this 45-year-old guy is fucking obsessive and is calling you for this. Is not right. Drake went to a therapist and then just started kind of coming out, and then really came out, and then really came out. And then the guy, this is how sick this is, right? In the court process, right? It was just Drake and his family on one side of the aisle. The other side of the aisle was completely full of Hollywood people.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Motherfucker,
like all Nickelodeon corporate people that supported this guy,
wrote letters, all that kind of stuff to try and help alleviate some of the charges that this guy would probably get, you know. And he ended up only getting 16 months in prison. That's disgusting.
Oh yeah,
as a parent,
no, that's
you're
crazy.
Like, what the heck, dude?
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, that guy should be locked up for longer than he was locked up for 16 months.
Locked up for 16 months and got out. Guess where he got a job right when he got out? Disney.
Oh, yeah.
Disney program.
I heard about
Disney
this.
program, dude.
Stipulation was he couldn't talk to any of the kids. He couldn't work with the kids.
Right.
But he found a way to basically work with the kids.
Right. Oh, it was another famous show that he worked on, the something brothers or something.
Zach and
Cody.
Something.
Zach and Cody. Zach and Cody. That was the show.
Dang. Yeah. Those kids are fucked up too. I saw one of those. I saw one of those kids. He went on. Everybody started doing podcasts recently, and he went on somebody's podcast. And he's sitting there smoking a cigarette. He's chain smoking cigarettes the whole time, and he still looks like he's like 12. But he looks like he's 12 and put through like a meat grinder. Like he looks
he looks like the kid from Home Alone, probably, bro. That he's like still looks the same, but you're like,
he looks terrible.
You look like a fried up cigarette, bro.
He's probably a clone, but he made a recovery. Macaulay Culkin made a recovery. I heard him talking a couple years ago. I don't know how he is now, but he's got like a wife and kids now. And like, cause I think he went on Joe Rogan and he was a little fucked up, still. Like he was recovering from being just so fucked up for all those years. It's crazy how, I mean, who was more famous than Macaulay Culkin during his time? Nobody, right? Nobody.
Hard to tell.
Wasn't he Richie? Was he Richie Rich too?
He was Richie Rich. Oh yeah, dude. This kid was the superstar. He was
Yeah.
He was the superstar of that time.
Loved Richie Rich. Richie Rich is
great movie.
Such a fantasy for me to have like a rich friend that just had everything at your disposal. You could do anything, anytime. You could go anywhere at any time.
Oh yeah,
dude, I fantasize about that shit. I would watch that show and be like, dude.
How about the theme park right in the backyard of his, or whatever? Golly,
anything,
bro.
whenever you want. You get in a helicopter, or you get, go do whatever you want.
Yeah. So I think that movie, when it was filmed, I think they used the Biltmore Resort or whatever it is, Biltmore in
Richie
North
Rich?
Carolina. Yeah, Biltmore is like one of I think it's like 100 and something acres, bro. It's
oh wow.
It could be more. It could be more acres than that. But yeah, super rich family. They have a huge compound, but that actually I think they turned it into a hotel though. I think it's a hotel.
Oh, no doubt. That place is fucking massive, dude.
Yeah.
That thing is massive. Yeah. It looked like a hotel.
Yeah. I think it's a hotel now. That's hilarious.
Dude, that's the craziest shit. Anything you want to get out?
Oh yeah,
the red heifer. What do you got?
I got 9 minutes here.
Us?
So red heifers, man.
You want to go to that one?
We can get into it. Let's get into it.
I heard this explained pretty well from who was it? He explained it this way. He said, so basically, the domes are like an icon to the Muslims, and the Jews want to like destroy this dome and like sacrifice these red heifers, destroy this dome and like claim the land where the dome is. But the Muslims there, it will immediately definitely start like a more serious than Gaza and Israel right now. It'll create an all-out war immediately. Is that kind of?
I mean, it could be, man. It's this prophecy, how I know it, is that this signifies the prologue to the Jews setting up a new sacrificial system. Not new as in new, but the fact that they have been done with the sacrificial process and they want to go back to it, and they want to restore the law and all that kind of stuff.
Interesting.
So the prophecy is that, that the third temple, this is going to take place in the third temple. This is where the Antichrist dwells. It's in the third temple. And that the Jews are setting this all up. They know what they're doing. They have their protocols are to bring in what would be the Antichrist to the Christians. So, because they denied the real God, this is what the whole conflict is about. And what's crazy is when we're seeing all this conflict right now, and we're seeing all this war, I see it as, like we're maybe trying to get domino effects. I don't know what Israel's trying to do, but I do think that I don't know what Israel's trying to do, man. I think they're stirring shit up because they want to conquer. I don't know. I mean, they're trying to conquer Gaza. They're bombing the shit out of Gaza to where all of the people are backed up as far west as they can go. Like the city's been, pretty beat up. It's pretty chaotic, because Gaza's 25 miles
there's nowhere else
by
but
6
the desert.
miles or something like that.
Yeah, it's not very big.
I think it's actually the highest populated region in the world. Like that little area right there. I think it's the most densely populated. Not the most populated, most densely populated.
India's up there. I know there's places in India.
No,
and
but
China that I know are
like
up
density
there.
proportion.
Yeah,
so I think they got like something
like New York City kind of.
Yeah. Exactly. I think
like there's more people in New York City than there is in all of California or some ridiculous shit like that.
Yeah. So with this eclipse shit, the red heifer stuff, we've got the Jews, I think it was like maybe 10, 20 years ago, some of the most important rabbis of the Zionist community that they went to Netanyahu, whatever. How do you say his name? Netanyahu. They went to him and they basically said for him it is his job to usher in the Messiah, right? So they're trying to bring in this. So here's the perspective of it. And when this happens, if it happens, it's going to be insane. But they're trying to bring in not only a political dominant figure of the world, but they're trying to bring in God. And so what's insane about this is like, we're going to probably see like
that's their perspective, right? They're trying to bring in, they think they're bringing in God, but what they're doing is they're bringing in evil.
Yes.
Pure evil.
But the thing is too, is like this evil is going to be doing signs and wonders that's going to pull a lot of people into believing that he truly is the true God. You know what I'm saying? But that's what that kind of talks about and stuff. Supposedly the red heifers, I think, were like being stationed in Texas, and now they're trying to be moved from Texas to Israel, and that they have to be without blemish. They got to be literally, cannot be one mistake
right
with these red heifers.
Right, it's got to be all,
and I think it's perfect, like a 2,000 year, like almost like 2,500 year prophecy, man. Like since this is taken place, I think it's been 2,000 years. I think it was like when the temple got destroyed in 70 AD. This is when it, this is kind of like almost 2,000. It's 2,000 years, roughly. But that's another interesting thing, man. I mean, I can't really wait to see what unpacks. It seems like shit's just happening every month.
Yeah, no, it seems like it's ramping up.
I mean, you had the Boeing whistleblower get whacked last month.
Yeah. Yep.
You've got the cargo ship container. You've got this
cryptocurrency market. Cryptocurrency market's been going crazy.
Crazy.
People are making a lot of money. Corporations. People are making a lot of money. A lot of moves. Dude, I mean, there's a lot. Well, going on.
BlackRock owns so much of crypto, bro.
Yeah.
And I told people
they're the majority shareholder of fucking Bitcoin.
And you know what's funny? Like I think so. And I tell all these people that are like, oh yeah, decentralization, Bitcoin. Yes, like this is the road to go. Like government's evil. It's like, motherfucker, they got you. You are the one that they've really got you, buddy. You're if anything, influencing and leading a pack further towards this corral. Like, understand that. All right.
It's the same thing as the people that try to talk about needing to put more regulation on freedom of speech, and the people that need to put more, the government needs to get a hold on the police and all this shit. Let's put more restrictions on everything, and then it backfires. It's like, bro, you thought this was going to work out for you, but that you were helping the enemy the entire time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Bro. Yeah. Crazy stuff, man. Was there anything you wanted to kind of talk about a little bit?
We covered the Ryan Garcia thing. We covered, I mean, there was a guy, I had this to bring up, but there was a guy that I listened to, Sam Tripoli's new podcast, that brought up Florida Giants, and he thinks,
is this the next trip, bro? Is this our next trip, dog? What we doing?
It's an easy trip for you, baby boy. We're right there.
No, bro. Come on, man.
Hey, so he brought up how scientists found giant bones, giant skulls of giant humans in Ocala, in the caves in Ocala.
There's caves in Ocala, bro. That's like maybe like less than an hour from me. What?
Exactly. So there we go.
What?
And then he talked about, was it Temecula tribe or something like that? He's saying they're Jewish. He's saying that the original Hebrews and the original Hebrews are from Florida. He's saying the Garden of Eden is in Florida. He's saying that Florida is the four rivers of everything lines up with Florida. He's saying that Florida has the most like spring water, fresh spring water, one of the highest populated condensed spring water locations in the entire world. So he's basically saying that our human, like the human story of Eden and all of this is from Florida, in Florida. And he's saying the Jews are from Florida. He's saying the Florida is the highest populated area for Jews right now.
Wow.
Or one of them. More so than New York City.
So Florida is Israel? What the fuck?
Yeah, so Florida, yeah, that's basically what he's saying.
That's trippy.
That Florida is actually the Holy Land. And he talks about Thanksgiving, and he talks about that whole thing and how a lot of that. He also talked about one interesting thing. Have you've seen Apocalypto?
Yes.
Remember the scene where they release them and they're all like tired and shit, and then they throw spears at him and they shoot bow and arrows at him?
Yes.
He's saying that that's a real thing that happened on the beaches of Tampa, of one of the places in Florida. He's saying it actually happened and is documented that they did that. They did it to the Spaniards. That is
this like Aztec
natives? Yeah, that the natives, the like indigenous people of Florida, which were technically, he's saying that they're the Hebrews. He's saying also that they were giants. He's saying that these like original people were cannibalistic giants, and they wore their hair the same exact way as the Jews. The Jews, like, you know how they
the curl tip, the little Jerry curl.
Well, no, it's not just that. That's like the newer version. It's what is it? Dreads. They like dread their hair a specific way. But anyways, yeah, I wanted to bring that up. That was interesting. Forgot that guy's name. He was kind of an ass. Like I didn't like his like aggressiveness, but at the same time, everything he was saying was like straight to the point, and I do like that part of it. But he was talking so much shit about everybody. Just like, he's like, I don't care if you don't like this. He's talking all these different religions. He's like, fuck you. If you don't like this, who cares? You're wrong. I'm right.
That's hilarious, dude.
It was funny. It was cracking me up.
That's hilarious. Where was his standpoint? Like, what was his belief system?
He's a Christian. He's a Christian.
Oh, so he's just like fucking slaying.
Yeah, he's slaying. He's absolutely. And I was like, damn, man, this he's saying, and he didn't let Sam Tripoli or anybody talk at all. Like, he was talking the entire time. He had so much information to tell. He would even, Sam Tripoli would try to go on a little rant, and he goes, sorry, Sam, we're going to get back on topic. And then he would like keep going. And I guess he's had him on before, so I should look. Yeah, let's see. What's this? Let me shout out this guy real quick. This guy's name is not Donnell Rawlings. That is Joe Rogan. All right. His name is Hidden History of Giants with Dr. Narco Longo. What an odd name.
That's hilarious.
So Dr. Narco Longo, and I think he's got a thing on YouTube called Hidden History of Florida or something like that. Hidden History of Florida. And then he's got another one that's it's something like that. I'm butchering it. But yeah, that was interesting. That was a really interesting podcast. So other than that, not much. I mean, we could sit here and talk about. We could keep going in on everything. There's so much more to talk about. The world is ending. Repent. Be prepared. Get your bug out bags ready. Make sure you have backup food for your family. The power might go out. Oh, an earthquake might hit Las Vegas this June, so be prepared for that. Ryan Garcia also claims that
if that happens, dude, Garcia's gonna get so much clout. He's gonna get so much clout, bro.
Apparently he predicted the shit in Maryland, and then people are saying that he didn't.
That's
trippy, and Twitter's erasing his tweets, and he's saying that there will be an earthquake that hits LA that destroys all of LA and destroys Las Vegas, aka Sin City. He's saying that. So I looked up all the fault lines in Las Vegas, and there's a bunch. There's a bunch of fault lines. There's one that runs all the way up within 3 miles of me. Within 3 miles it ends, the fault line. So, you know, and then you Google it. So I Googled it just to see what seismologists were saying. And they're saying like specifically a 7.6 earthquake is supposed to hit Las Vegas at some point. And it's like they already know the number, what it's supposed to be. So it's just a lot of, I got to get out
What's
of here.
funny about that is like earthquakes is one of the very, very early signs of that.
Apocalypse.
Yeah.
The Revelations.
Pretty much, yeah. Like there's a series of birth pains, right? Before right? Like if I could break it down like that, there's a series of birth pains and earthquakes happen very front. Right after that is right after that's famines, baby.
Ooh.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Chick-fil-A is going to be empty.
If you lose power, then you lose the power to generate pumping water to all your plants. And that's how everybody feeds their plants. These massive farms. You pump the water to your plants. You don't just expect it to rain. I mean, there's plenty of parts of the world where they farm and they just solely go off the rain and the weather, but not in Arizona, not in LA, not in California, not in most areas in the western United States. Yep. Yeah, dude. So there's another one real quick. So some guy on Twitter or TikTok is saying he's from the future. There's been a couple of these guys. And he's saying that the largest tornado, like category 7 or something like that tornado, is supposed to hit some part of the United States on April something. Or May. Wow. May's April or May. So he's saying that. So it's like, okay, here we go. Let's see if it happens.
Right.
Remember 2012? Everybody's like, the crust is...
dude. I remember
the crust is going to... Dude, I was so scared.
And then the movie came out. The movie like dropped on the same day. Those motherfuckers, man.
Those motherfuckers. It was so awesome, though.
It was awesome.
There's a ridiculous
CGI
movie.
Was insane.
Yeah,
the CGI was insane at that time.
John Cusack, baby. Come on now. And what's his name was in that too? Woody Harrelson is at the top of the mountain in Yellowstone. Like, take me. I'm here. He's podcast. He's like broadcasting his entire.
Yeah. He's like, oh, it's beautiful. Well, we'll get to the comments here, and then we will finish up. See. So we've got Christian. She said, "Did you guys see Don Lemon interview Elon on the X platform? Elon gave him the job, then fired his ass the next day." Dude, Elon, I'm very skeptical of this man, but he is my favorite troll. He's my favorite troll. My favorite troll.
Yes, I agree.
I wish we could just sit down and have a couple of drinks and just troll people all fucking night.
Oh, yeah. I would love to, get inside of his head and see what is really going on up there. I'm kind of scared, but I think I would dive in.
You ever see him pause? You ever see him just?
Yes.
It's like so he's brilliant. Neuralinking all
I wonder where he learned that. Like if he did that his whole life, or if he learned that.
It was probably some of his Asperger's shit, right? That makes him.
I mean, maybe
where he's just like, I'm so afraid to talk, but this is what I'm going to think about saying, and I'm thinking, and everything's thought, and okay, now I'm going to say it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's kind of smart though, because he's like, I'm giving myself time.
Yes.
To block out your you want this conversation to go a certain speed or whatever, but I'm going to take my sweet time coming up with a genuine answer.
Yes.
But maybe that's off.
Well, no, too. I see a lot of intellectual people do it too, man. Like you've got Jordan Peterson and all these other guys. If it's a debate, it can be different because then you might be quicker on your toes about things. But when he was on Rogan's things, and if there was something that he really wanted to gather his thoughts, he just kind of take a little pause and then boom.
Oh yeah.
I mean, come out with some articulated fucking shit where I'm like, dictionary. Where's dictionary at?
Yeah.
Let's get this out here. What is this?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's so
what letters does it start with?
It does remind me a little of Lex Friedman a little bit, and it makes so much sense that they're best friends or whatever. Lex Friedman and him. because they both have Asperger's, and they're both like they're socially very similar.
Yeah. I just recently saw a debate that Lex had I think it was the guy Destiny, which I fucking hate that guy.
Oh, I heard about this. I don't know anything about that guy though.
And it was another group of Destiny, another guy versus another set of people cool. And it was an Israel-Palestine debate. Ooh. And this guy wrecked Destiny. Destiny was Israel, and the other dude was Palestine, and he absolutely wrecked Destiny. The whole show. It was beautiful. Destiny was just trying to speak really fast to try and like build people's like confidence back in him or something. Yeah. I don't know, but I mean he's a smart guy. But man, I fucking hate that dude. I don't know why.
The moment one of these motherfuckers just like, this is how you can win one of those arguments. If you just admit that murdering people in general is wrong and just both sides are wrong to a certain faction, then you can start to win the argument. But if you're like, fuck you, I'm going to murder your children, I don't give a fuck, you're probably not going to win any arguments. You know, it's just not. It's hard to argue. It's hard to win an argument if you're total like just barbarian about it.
Right. I agree.
Okay,
right,
what's the other
next comment here? We got Christian again. Bam, boy, she's lighting it up in here. Not just kids. So this is talking about the Nickelodeon thing, I think. Not just kids show stars. Look at Mickey Mouse Club. Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Justin Timberlake, etc. They're all fucked up. I mean, they are, dude. I think it's and you know what's crazy is like I was telling Brittany, I was like, Dan Schneider was not the guy that was like primarily in charge of all of this stuff, Nickelodeon and all this kind of shit.
It was George Soros.
No, dude. So
you find out it's George Soros.
So in the documentary, like his character is built up to be that he is the guy making all of the complete decisions. He is the man he's the CEO on set, right? Yep. That's fine, but that was his job. In the interview that he had after the documentary, kind of apologizing the whole damn time about everything that he was accused of in the documentary, he states that there's a hierarchy in the business.
There we go.
So
no shit, but thank you for admitting it.
Right. And he's like, I was in charge, but I wasn't in charge with I'd have to go and talk, and who the fuck are you talking to? Who are you getting all your stuff?
Who told all those people to go there and rally around that one pedophile guy?
Right. That was orchestrated, bro.
That was orchestrated.
I bet emails were sent out and then all the Freemasons got together.
Hey, let's help out. Hey, you guys, you know who I am. Let's go help out our buddy a little bit.
Oh, you've had a black guy before? Hey, okay. Come on. Let's go. Illuminati, right? Black guy. I don't know if you know about that.
Black guys is what I thought you said.
No, black guy.
You've had a black
guy. You son
before.
of a bitch. You trolling mother. That's funny. Nah, dude, I had a fun time this show. We covered a lot of stuff, man. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, we did.
A lot going on.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good. Yep, it was good. We got another. So ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do another show, and hopefully this time Louis comes through, because I guarantee he's going to want to. He's definitely the guy we're going to want to be talking to, especially on the podcast when this movie Civil War comes out.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to cover that. When do we know when that comes out? When does that come out?
I think it's April, right?
Comes out soon.
Very soon.
Comes out soon.
So coming soon.
Coming soon. Civil War. We did the Left the World Behind, which is the stuff that you had to talk about was insane. Like all the detail.
Did you ever go back and see the 666 in the beginning of the movie? It's fucking trippy, dude.
I never watched the movie again. I never watched it again.
Watch the paintings move. Watch the paintings change. Watch everything. Watch the glass of water that was full. In the next cut, it's half full and no one drank from it. Where'd the water go?
You're like, the water is significant. Trust me.
Where'd the water go?
There wasn't a Coca-Cola on the ladder before this scene.
Damn it.
But yeah,
that's funny.
So we're gonna have that coming. But as for tonight, yeah, we're out of here. We're out of here, baby girls.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. And please follow us on our socials. Check us out. The Wise Men at everything. Just kidding. All right, everybody. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Gang gang.
Gang gang.